Aloha everyone and welcome to another Tinker's Academy video. I'm your host Kay Elmer, and this video is a further installment in the video series Welcome to LeelaQ, otherwise known as Leela Quantum Tech and Quantum Upgrade. This FAQ is to answer the frequently asked question, what are the recommended quantum upgrade settings for chronic conditions? I recently had a chance to talk with Philip von Holzendorf, the owner-operator of LeelaQ, and this is what he had to recommend. Here you go. Now, the from the question and answer aspect, there's been some questions for, how do I use quantum upgrade for X, Y, and Z? So, really would love to get your take on this because I know you don't always have time to kind of, read all the messages and everything. So, so I just want let me throw some questions out at you about how to, how do I use quantum upgrade for these various things? But before before you start talking, let me do the disclaimer. Okay, so neither Leela Quantum Tech nor the Tinkers Academy recommend or endorse any specific tests, physicians, procedures, opinions, or other information that be mentioned in this video. Reliance on any information appearing and discussed in this video is solely at everyone's own risk. Statements made have not been evaluated by the EFSA or the FDA or any government derivatives thereof. Leela Quantum Tech and Quantum Upgrade products and services may represent, but are not intended to diagnose, cure, treat, or prevent any disease. All right, so there you go. So, Philip, we're always having people coming in and asking, about a chronic condition, and they range from A to Z. So, if someone has a chronic condition, does it really matter what type of condition? Whether it's the big C or it's arthritis or dementia. I mean, like, what would you say just in general for someone that says, "Hey, I just signed up for the free trial or whatever, but I've got this problem, or my mom has this problem." I mean, what would you suggest to them as the best approach to using quantum upgrade for a pre-existing chronic condition?
Mhm. So we don't comment on any specific disease or health
Right.
condition and do not provide any specific guidance for something like that. So we can only be generalized. But what I suggest for literally everyone, whether they have a chronic condition or not, or which one they have, also doesn't matter. The first protocol is for 24 to 48 hours, use the universal power. It's 700 during the day and 500 at night. And I mean, there's some people that could also do 800 during the day or 500 at night, or some that are super sensitive, just 600 during the day, 500 at night. That's something I can't say, but 700 during the day and 500 at night is our experience. That's what we usually use and have used also in various studies as the baseline thing. That takes care of a quite great energetic reset. Then I would move into the Heal 360 for at least 1 or 2 days, and then it just needs to be seen. And then it probably matters a little bit, if you have Lyme, if you have C, if you have whatever, then you need to. If you have a lot of inflammation buildup, right? So if you feel sick, you have a lot of inflammation in the body and all of that. We do have frequencies that people like to use for certain um, areas of health, and that I would personally also use. So what would I use if I have a lot of inflammation buildup right now? Then I would use the exertion response and microbial harmony.
Hmm.
um, at this point. When we have the Lyme frequency, maybe in some cases I would use that one, even though that's more specific. But that one, right? The Heal 360 is obviously one that is always great for anything in regards to kickstarting the and activating the self-healing powers of the body, right? And then there's other ones. I have a really hard time providing detailed examples for a specific chronic health condition. But what we can say is, there's no side effects. You don't need to worry about it. The
Yeah.
the biggest side effect that you could have, if there's one, that's detox. But I don't really call that a side effect. If you start detoxing, that's really it. And yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to be
No,
so
no.
vague.
Oh, no, I understand. I hope everyone else understands too. That, this definitely this is not medical advice. It's not a prescription, none of that. It's all about trying stuff. But okay, so that's a really good point though, is using universal power to reset you, do it running for 24 hours, and then switch to heal, and then you can kind of drill down and ask questions in the chat group, and people can kind of direct you on what worked for them. So that's probably a good approach. So we'll leave it at that. All right, so to recap Philip's recommendation, again, this is a suggestion only. It's not medical advice. It's sort of a two-step process for chronic conditions. Step one, you want to run universal power first for 24 to 48 hours. That's sort of like a frequency reset, biofield reset. And then you want to set your day to 700, night to 500. And this is while you're running frequencies. And then the step two is you want to run Heal 360 for 1 to 2 days, observe, and then adjust. And adjust meaning that there are other frequencies that are helpful to, for your body to actually help heal itself. So again, I just kind of want to point out there's 4 total frequencies that are available really specifically towards helping your body heal. And so you've got the Heal 360, which is for general healing. There's the for pain, there's a frequency called pain reconciliation. Now, if you've got inflammation and infections, the frequency for that is exertion response and microbial harmony. And then if you've got pain in ligaments and joints, the frequency for that is skeletal and fascial optimization. So depending obviously on your chronic condition, you would really want to follow Philip's recommendations for step 1 and 2 in terms of frequency and settings. But then you can kind of, like he said in the video, you can kind of play around with whichever one of these other frequencies so that it can kind of more target what you're going through. So there you go. Hope you feel better. Aloha.